Dimi, many congratulations on the win. A perfect start to your campaign. How would you reflect on that performance tonight?
Yeah, how do I reflect? I grow into the game. That's how I reflect on it the most. And then fair play to Dylan. As soon as I hit the match start, finished to win the game, he shook my hand and he said, like, Dimi, you was so crucial every time when it mattered. Every time when it was 2-2, you stepped up, you done the right things. You didn't really miss much. And I was like, Dylan, wow, mate. You being in the World Championship, obviously chasing your dreams, I said to him, like, wow, that's a lot of respect. And because I get a lot of respect from you right here, right now, turn around. And I just said, like, to the crowd, everybody, wow, what a guy, what a legend. Because not everybody would react like that. So once again, a lot of respect going out to Dylan Slevin, a nice guy, a nice kid. And he's one of them players, he's only young, so I think we're going to see a lot of him.
We've seen a lot of big names exit the tournament tonight.
Especially tonight, yeah.
Did that sharpen your focus ahead of the game?
Yeah, I've said it in the other interview before. They was asking me, like, oh, Dimitri van den Bergh, you was playing the last game of tonight, but you saw seed after seed after seed getting knocked out. How did it make you feel? And I said to them, like, well, first of all, you don't want to be part of that group. But second of all, I was saying, focus. Because it's just not in a finger click that you're through to the next round. You just need to make sure that you're on point. You've got to do your job. And yeah, I can only say that whatever I've been doing the last month and a half, 2 months, it's beneficial in my favor because, yeah, I'm buzzing that I've grown into the game, which I was starting a bit nervous. But I'm already so much looking forward to the next game, and I will be back on the board tomorrow because the World Championship ain't over. It might be Christmas, but even on Christmas, the 24th and on 25th, I'll be on the board because I've still got a job to do and I've still got dreams to make through.
And you mentioned the next game. It's going to be against Callan for a place in the last 16. What are you expecting from that game?
Well, that's the thing, I don't know, because Callan is very unstable. He played an amazing first game, and I said to him, like, yo, Cal, where have you been all that time? Because I know him from a long time. Me and him was playing development tour, and he just said, Dimi, I needed to go to the toilets, and I just laughed. I was like, oh, come on, man, don't be an idiot, you know? And then today he played against a very strong opponent, and yeah, it wasn't going as easy as the first game, so I can't calculate what kind of a player he is, but I can say that we all know that the first game compared to the second game is very unstable. That is one of them things that will give me more confidence because I know that I am a very stable player, even though that it wasn't the greatest of years on the floor tournaments in Europeans. Everybody knows that I was still a very good performer on the majors, so that's where I'll just keep pushing forward, and I've got my own dreams and my own goals to achieve.
Thanks, Dimi. Well done.
And you guys, thank you.
Dimitri, congratulations on the result. In that bottom half of the draw now, it has been blown wide open. Do you feel there's a real opportunity for yourself now?
Well, so before I was asked, was you watching what was going on with the seats? Yes, I was watching. It put me into a more focused position because I also know that all these seats going out are in my section. Normally, everybody was saying that MVG and Gary Anderson was going to bump into each other. I think, I'm not 100% sure, I think it will be the quarterfinals that we bump into each other because my last 16 will be Dave Chisnell, unless he doesn't win his game. But don't tell me who he's playing tomorrow. I've got no idea. I only know that at the minute the highest seed, I think, is Dave Chisnell in my section in the last 16. I think he was 6th seed for this World Championship. At the minute, as an 11th seed, I am the highest seed in my section because Clemens is out. I'm into the next round. Chizzy still has to play, so he doesn't count into the next round yet. And then you've got Kalaritz who beat Martin Schindler. So 3 players have played in my section, and only me has been going through. So I know all of this, but I always push myself to be focused on what I need to do instead of, oh, what could happen. Because if you're thinking of what could happen, you're not really convinced of yourself. And my good thing is I grow into the game that I played.
You're one of the players that has won a major this year. We've seen the trophy shared around. Have you been surprised this year how open a season it really has been?
Of course I'm not surprised, because the players that won tournaments are players that have been shown how good they really are. Of course they've got to get a bit of luck on their side. Like, for instance, let's go to Mike Tadeka. when he played his first round against Damon Hedda, Mike himself knew, like, oh, Damon, you know, he's a really good player. And his luck was that Damon didn't finish the 170 on the bull, and he then didn't finish the 25. But I am going to be sincere honest, since Mike won against Damon, nobody could touch Mike. Mike was incredibly good. From the world champion in the final, Luke Humphries, to all the way to the last 16, nobody could beat him. Like, if you look at it, he beat me, Humphries, he beat Wade, he beat Anderson after he won against Damon Hedda. That's not an easy run, guys. So he won in a really strong field. And then afterwards, Richie Eddowes, the European champion, he won it. And to be fair, we have seen so many great games, so many high quality of Richie Eddowes over the whole year. He hasn't just been doing it once. He's been doing it on a consistent basis, that he was remarkably good, that everybody was talking about him. But we also know that sometimes he was playing games that we was thinking, oh, that's not Richie at all. But it's not a surprise that they all of a sudden got to a final, including Jermaine Watamina. And look to the World Championship. Jermaine was doing well at the European Championship, getting to the final. He took it on to the Grand Slam, getting to the quarterfinals against Luke Littler. And now he's into the third round. And twice he played phenomenally strong and high 90s averages. So, like, players are not maybe considered higher than what they can do. But that's all up to the bookies. That's their choices. But I am saying, bookies, be careful, because it could cost you a lot of money.
Demi, well done on the
Thank
win. Is there anything in this World Championship that you think is maybe new for you going into this, that you haven't had before, whether it's an experience or something going into this that you haven't had before going into a World Championship?
Yeah, and that's just another year of experience. I've been going through a roller coaster because everybody knows that I am quite alright on majors, but I haven't done, besides one tournament on the Pro Tours, nothing on Pro Tours and European Tours. So for me, once again, I've been going into a roller coaster. It wasn't going the way I wanted it, but for me, why am I doing today what maybe people don't expect? Because I'm a fighter. I'm one of them that just keeps battling. I'm one of them that I've got so many reasons to keep pushing forward. And the main reason is all the important people around me, that important circle that I've got, my manager, my best friends, my family, my sponsors, all of these people, my medical team, all of these people are bringing me to the person that I am. And even if I'm going through a rough period, that's all right. I'll come back stronger. I know that I'll come back stronger, because as soon as I'm allowed to work again on that practice board, I'll be putting in the hours. And that's exactly what's been happening the last few months. I'll put in the hours as much as I can, as much as my body let me practice.
I want to ask you about a young man, Lex Passhaus, who won the JDC World Championship yesterday, just 13 years of age. I saw you up there on the stage presenting the trophy with the guys from the JDC.
Yeah.
Where did you first see him play, and how good do you think he can be?
My very first time ever I've seen him play was live, the Lakeside quarterfinal. I've heard his name so many times before, but I've also said, everybody, don't forget he's only 13. He's still so young. There's so much in his life that's still going to happen. But I've also said, after that I've met Lex Passhaus and his parents, that he's in a good place. He's got an older brother, so the parents already know that there's a lot of things coming onto his path. So they already said, we're happy to have some support, but we're not going to push our kids into positions he doesn't want to be in. So they've got a very wise head on their shoulders, and I'm really happy for that. I'm also very proud of the young kid, because he's had a remarkable year. Semi-final at Lakeside, Wimbledon Master, JDC champion, second in the WDF Order of Merit. Like, wow. Imagine if you were 13 and you can tell that about yourself. How would you feel?
Dimitri, well done on the win up there. You told the bookies to be careful, and they ranked you at 100 to 1 to win this tournament before a dart was thrown. Do you think you've been overlooked, given that you are a major winner? You made a quarter-final in Blackpool and semi-final at the World Grand Prix?
This is such an unuseful question. I've got no idea what bookies means. I've already talked to my manager a few times, so many times. He loves football. He loves to put in bets for his soccer teams, for Champions League. He always explained to me what it means. I still don't have a clue what it actually
Essentially, they
means. So
rank you as a
if they
big
call me
outsider.
100 to 1, all right. I don't understand it anyway. If they call me 1-on-1, doesn't that mean that I'm going to win it? Is that correct? If they
It
call
means
me
very
1-to-1,
likely, yes.
it's very likely. So when is this going to happen? I've got to put my foot in there, you know?
Do you think you should be talked about more as a potential contender for this
No, of course not.
championship?
Of course not. Why should I? Am I winning multiple majors in a year? No, I'm not. I've won 2 in the space of 4 years, but before 2020, I didn't win any of them. So why should I be all of a sudden high? No, I like to be feet on the ground, work my ass off. I've got a lot of dreams, and at the end of the day, there's only one thing I want to do. I want to get my dreams in my private life, earn the money that I need for building my house, get my dream car, have holidays when I want, and I only can say thank you so much to the PDC. You guys give all of us professional players this opportunity, and all of the players probably don't recognize that as much as I do. Every time, every year, I'll let the PDC staff know, thank you guys, you work a lot of things very important for us professional dart players, because otherwise we have to do a 9-to-5 job. Trust me, none of them like to be awake at 8 o'clock in the morning. None of them.
It has been a good year on TV for you, and it could get better. It's been good as well for your teammate, Belgian teammate Mike de Decker, lifted his first major.
Yeah.
With him going out early, and if you went on a run here, could you potentially knock him out of a Premier League spot, or is there room for 2 Belgians maybe next year?
I'm not focused on Premier League. I've got one goal. I want to be in the top 16 of the world, in the world, on the 2-year order of merit. At the minute, I'm not, and I don't like it. I have done really good again on major tournaments, but for some reason, I'm out of the top 16, and I just don't understand. So, whatever's happening, whatever opportunities I'm going to get, I'll talk about it, I'll think about it, but I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on, I want to be in the top 16 of the world after the World Championships, and I knew what I needed to do. So today was my first round, my first game, and that was one of the steps that I needed to overtake or jump over the hurdle to get to where I want to be. So I would love to be back in a quarterfinal, because I think that should get me back in the top 16. If not, I'll be disappointed. It doesn't even if I would be given the Premier League and I'm not in the top 16, I'm telling you now, I'll be disappointed, because I don't want to fall out of the top 16, because it's so important and so massive for us professional dart players.
Dimitri, good luck in the next round. Thank you.
Thank you.